Thank you very much, Madam Chair. The amendment's simple. It says that none of the funds, the limitation amendment, none of the funds available by this act may be used to conduct or support research using human fetal tissue. The bottom line is that there's some pretty interesting, and I put that in quotes, research being done with fetal tissue right now. Reports last year of ongoing research where you basically take parts of the immune system from fetuses, so thymus and other organs, you put them into mice and you create a mouse with a human immune system. I'm sure there's some scientific questions that can be answered by this kind of research, but the question is, are we going down an ethical path that we shouldn't be going down? Because a lot of this research, and this was in testimony before the special investigator panel, could be done with either other species or done with in vivo, not in vitro, just not using human fetal tissue as source. It was also particularly interesting that when the director of the NIH, Dr. Collins, appeared before our subcommittee, I asked him specifically about the request that the NIH comment, which was made last year by the administration, that the NIH report about the use of fetal tissue. Because of that study done in UCSF that looked at giving a mouse a human immune system. And at the time, there was the NIH extended that grant, because remember, the NIH spends about $13 million a year on fetal tissue research, and extended that grant for 90 days, and then extended another 90 days without a report on one about fetal tissue. Now, look, I understand Dr. Collins thinks the fetal tissue research is important. That's great. Well, then give us a report and show us the science, why it needs to be done, and why we need to spend millions of dollars doing something that a lot of people would find ethically challenging. That's the purpose of this amendment. I wish, didn't have to put this, I wish the NIH had been forthcoming and Dr. Collins had sent a report over and said, this is exactly why we need to do fetal tissue research and we can't do other tissue. But in the absence of the NIH coming forth and saying exactly why you need to do fetal tissue and how you obtain it, the other interesting thing that occurred is apparently they switched vendors of fetal tissue in the interim for the NIH. Again, put it in a report. Just be transparent with us. The idea that there's no transparency on the use of human fetal tissue, I think, means that the committee should take a position that until this is forthcoming, we just don't fund tissue research using human fetal tissue. So with that, I move the amendment.